Today's the day, you guys. So I'm about to go in to start my in-classroom observations. I have 60 hours that I have to get done this term, and I am planning on getting everything done for this term. Tests, everything out of the way by Easter. And so I am doing my in-classroom observations Monday through Thursday from about 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Only the school that I'm going to is like less than 5 minutes away from my son's school, so I'm here really early. It's like 8:15, 8:20, and I'm here. And school doesn't start until 9:15. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna wait in the office, and I will touch back base with you guys afterwards, and I will post once a week my thoughts and feelings about what I'm observing and what I'm helping with, and I'm just so excited, you guys. I'm so excited. I even went to bed super early yesterday so that I could be up and put on some makeup or something, which I did. But I also have a cold, so this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. So I'm really excited, and I'm gonna go in. There we go. There we go. I didn't know why I wasn't recording. Give me a sec. I'm just backing out. Alrighty. On my way to work, because I recorded a little while ago, like last week, a 5 to 10 minute clip of kind of introducing what's going on. So I am right now starting my in classroom observation hours. I have to get 60 of those done. 15 of those hours need to be in active observation, so where I'm actually participating with the class, interacting with the students, which will not be a big deal because after talking to the teacher that I'm observing today, I'm going to be put in charge of a reading group at the beginning of the day. Any kids that need help with any math corrections, I'll be helping with that. It's pretty much helping out wherever I'm needed. So, but in conjunction with me doing 60 hours of in-classroom observation, I also work full-time. I work in a call center from 2:30 in the afternoon to 11 o'clock at night. And I leave to go to work around 1:30 in the afternoon because I am super paranoid about things. There are popo everywhere. There's some straight in front of me, and then there's some right down the road that way. They're everywhere. You would think it was the end of the month or something. Come on, let's go. Okay. So anyway, I work full time. I also have 3 kids. So and then I have another job where I work 4 hours a week. So I work 2 hours on Friday mornings and 2 hours on Saturday mornings. So I have a lot going on. Let's throw on top of all of that today, the day that I'm starting the observations, I end up having a cold and I can't stop sneezing and my nose keeps just running, and that's fine, that's cool and all, but I wish it wasn't going on. So that's kind of a little bit of the backstory. In case you didn't know, I'm going to Western Governors University, not Vanderbilt, what's on my hoodie. That was my very first college that I went to. But, so I'm going to Western Governors University. This is the only class that I am taking this term, which is the 60 hours of in-classroom observation, and then I have to do journal entries. I have to do other things as well. And I haven't written my journal entry for today, but I figured what I'm going to do is every single day I'm going to kind of give you guys a brief overview of what happened that day. Now, granted, I'm only with the students for 2 hours during the day because I do my observations between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. because I have to get home so I can take one of my kids to school. because I have a wonderful husband who works from home and allows me to leave the kids with him while he's working so that I could do this in classroom observations, and so I can go to work so that we don't have to pay a babysitter, which is really nice. So anyway, all of that. So how did today go? I'm sure you're all wondering now. How did today go? Oh, last off, like, I feel like I squirrel a lot. You know that movie of Squirrel? It's me. I'll be posting these videos once a week, so you'll get like a week's overview of what's going on, and I'll let you know how many hours I put in each day, because I'm planning on doing this Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So if I stick to that schedule, that should be 8 hours of in-classroom observations a week, and 4 days of me kind of letting you guys know what's going on with that. I'm gonna sneeze. So today I went in and I'm working with this amazing teacher in this amazing school. Like, I can't say enough good about this school. It's not the school that my kids go to, which is another amazing school. My kids go to a charter school, and I love the charter school, and it's great for my kids, especially my oldest, and his personality. Like, he thrives so amazingly at this charter school. But they're a little, I want to say strict. They kind of are. They're a little stricter, not as flexible with different teaching methods and styles, and arranging students' like desks to make it so that they're able to really learn the best way possible, kind of a thing. So I didn't want to do my observations or my student teaching at the charter school, even though it was an option. So I'm doing it at a semi-local elementary school. It's not the elementary school that my kids would go to. It's a different one. It's kind of close to the charter school that my kids go to, so then I'm able to drop my kids off at school, and then just go right over to the school to do my observation hours. And the principal's amazing. So when I went to go in last Thursday to like schedule when I was going to be doing my observation hours, you could tell that he knew his staff, because he didn't give me names or anything like that of certain teachers or anything, but he's like, well, there's this one teacher I could place you with, and she has the so many students, and she's really, overloaded, and she really could use the help. And he went over a few teachers like that, and it was things like he's like, and one of them really stuck out to me, and I don't know which teacher it is in the school, but he literally said to me, he's like, then I have this other teacher who is a mother, and she comes to school and she gives it her all, and she is 100% a teacher, and then she goes home and she is 100% their mother, and she's having a really hard time balancing everything. And you could tell that he's noticing the teachers and noticing what's going on in their lives, and that is one of the signs of a really great administration. And where he was taking the opportunity where he was going to have somebody come in and observe, and he could put them in a classroom that really shows off the best of the best in his school and have me observe there. But he's putting me in with the teachers that need the help. And like I said, that is one of the signs of a really great administration. So the classroom that I'm in, I'm going to be observing in a 3rd grade classroom, and I think I'm going to do all 60 of my observation hours in this classroom just because it's more of an active observation. I've been a paraprofessional before. I've worked in schools sorry. I've worked in schools before, so it's not my first rodeo kind of a thing. And so, where much is given, much is required kind of a thing. I've been given a lot. Don't know when that stopped. I was just saying that where much is given, much is required. My alarm went off on my phone again. And I've been given a lot. I've been in schools a lot. I have a son with an IEP, and I'm going in for special education. So I'm going to be in a 3rd grade classroom. There's one student in there that has an IEP, so it does fill the qualifications that I need. So I have the student with the IEP in there, and then it was just a really good day. So it started off, the students were all coming in. They all went up to the teacher. Who's that lady? Is that a substitute? And she's like, no, we talked about this last week. And I guess she announced it last Thursday to the class that I was going to be coming in and helping and stuff like that. And they all got really excited that somebody was coming in, and another teacher figure. And so I went and I introduced myself afterwards, and I don't know what it is about my last name. I don't think it's a really hard last name, but kids have a hard time saying it. And so I am now, sorry, like I said, I have a cold and my nose can't stop running. I am now Mrs. G, and that's totally fine with me. It felt good. It just felt good. And I introduced myself, told the kids a little bit about myself. They asked me some questions. We went around the room. They told me their names. I can remember a few of their names right now, not all of them, but that's okay. I'll get it eventually. I just asked them, if you come up to me and ask me a question or anything like that, please just let me know your name again until I get to know you guys. And, yeah, and I just sat and I observed today. I did a little bit of, interaction. The teacher ended up getting, a phone call during reading groups, and so I took over for her, and it wasn't for very long. And then, I supervised a student finishing up her tests while the rest of the kids went out for recess. And then I just helped the kids get laptops and get to the site that they were supposed to be. And then it was time for me to go home. So 2 hours flew by super fast. But it was fun. It was exciting. And I wish I could stay all day. I wish I could just do that and get paid to be there all day long. But real life is in the way, so I can't. Today I was kind of focusing on the teachers I was trying to observe more her relationship with each of the students and how she responds to them, kind of a thing. She does make sure that she says hello to each student individually when they come in and ask them how they're doing, which I really liked. There were some things that I felt, so she was a teacher before, and then she spent a few years being a paraprofessional, and then this is her first year back in actually teaching, and it's her first year doing 3rd grade, and she's doing really, really well. I mean, there's always some things that we can always improve on, kind of a thing. And there were some kids that would pick on other kids, and she wasn't necessarily, it wasn't that she wasn't paying attention. She may have been out of the room or something like that, but they took that opportunity to pick on somebody, and I was able to, stop that, and little things like that. So I'm glad that I'm able to observe and just really kind of be a fly on the wall for the first few days, because you see more. You see personalities. You see kids that may be having a hard time, and you see more, and I enjoyed that. So that's kind of my thoughts for the first day. I have to kind of write this all down in my journal. And when I finally get my new laptop, hopefully I get my new laptop here within the next month or so, I will type it all up. But for now, I'm just going to handwrite all my journal entries, because I really hate typing. I'd rather handwrite it and then go back and type up what I wrote. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. And now I'm at work. So I'm going to park the car, and then I will hop off. There you go. Nice and parked. And here I go to work. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. So here I am, day 2 at the school. I am tired. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably going to be a general theme of me going in for these observation hours, is that I'm going to constantly be tired, because I'm constantly tired. So I had to work last night. I was supposed to work from 2:30 to 11, and I ended up working 2:30 to almost 10 o'clock, and I was able to go home a little bit early, which was good, because I have a cold, and not gonna lie, I probably get the man cold worse than my husband gets the man cold. But by the end of work yesterday, I was feeling horrible, and I just needed to get home and get some sleep, because I knew I needed to come in here this morning to the school to do my observation hours, because unless I am throwing up, I am coming in because I need to get these hours done, and I want to get them done, like I said, by Easter, so that I can be fully present with my family after that point, until I do my student teaching. But here I am. I haven't written down my journaling thoughts yet from yesterday, so I'll probably go into the school, and if the teacher's there already, I'll just sit in her classroom and write things down, and also look over the name tags of the students so I can place names with faces in my head again, so I can kind of learn all of their names and see what we're doing today. It's mostly just reading stuff that I'm going to be there for. I'm not there for the math or the science or anything like that. I wish that it was possible for me to do a couple days, like all day, so I could like get the feeling of like an all day type of experience and get all of the class subjects. But with my schedule, it's just not possible, which is kind of a bummer. Like, I really wish that I could be there all day long. Not necessarily to get over with sooner, but just to be able to participate throughout the entire day and see like an entire class schedule kind of a thing going on. So I wish I could do that. Like I said, though, with my schedule, it's not possible. And that's okay. We do what we can with the time that we have allotted, and we make it work. And that's kind of going to be the whole theme of this series, kind of a thing. Like, I'm making it work. Like I said, I'm a mom, 3 kids. I work full time, and I go to school, and I'm making it work. I am squeezing it all in there, and I am making it work. I have other responsibilities too, and I just have to make it work. And so that's kind of the theme of it. So I'm about to go in, and I will check back in with you guys a little bit later today and let you guys know how I like look at myself, which makes it look like I'm looking away. And I will let you guys know how it all went today. So I'm really excited to be here. Hello again. Pull out of my driveway. This is probably just going to be the time that I chit-chat about what I observed in the classroom that day, because when I am home with my kiddos, after I'm done with my observations, I kind of want to be with my kids and not take that time away by like hiding in a corner and doing this. And then when I get home from work, I kind of just want to go to bed. So this is the time you get on my way to work to film this. I'm feeling better. I don't know if I mentioned that this morning before I went into the school, but I am feeling better. I added a scarf. I knew I was like missing something this morning, and I was missing my scarf. It like kind of completes my outfit. I like it. So today I was kind of focusing on behavior management skills by the teacher, and there was a lot of redirection going on today. They were reading a short essays about swimming and how to learn how to swim, and different things about swimming, because they are learning about Gertrude. I can't remember her last name. They're reading a biography about her. She's the first woman or first person to swim across some kind of channel, I think. I don't have access to the actual lesson plans during the week, people, so you get what you get sometimes. So there was just a lot of redirection going on there, because she makes her students use what she calls a tracking finger or a tracker finger while they're reading. And I understand why. I do understand why. But a lot of the students seemed very annoyed by the fact that it was being forced on them. And I guess this is one of those things where I really do have a mindset of being more of a flexible learning kind of teacher. And it's for these reasons. Some of the students, they didn't like it. You could tell they did not like having their finger on the paper to track it. And there's other ways to track. There's, they can get a bookmark. Some students, they don't need to necessarily, they can use their finger to track just the line instead of like following each of the words kind of a thing. But like I said, I understand why she did it, but there was a lot of redirection because she was kind of focused on that instead of focusing on the actual content, and because they're also focusing on facts versus opinions this week. So she was focusing a lot on the tracker finger and not necessarily as much on the understanding facts versus opinions in the articles, kind of a thing. So that happened. I helped out with recess duty today, and they only get like maybe 10-15 minutes. There's a dog on the back of a truck. Like, and this truck does not have like the sides and like the back, just standing there. I'd be terrified as a dog. Sorry, dog needs to sit down. Wouldn't do that to my dog. Anyway, so I helped out with recess, and then when we came back in I left recess a little bit early because there was one student who claimed he was dizzy, but I've also was told by the teacher today that he wasn't there at school yesterday, so I didn't meet him yesterday, but he's been having problems with not necessarily wanting to participate, and so faking sick to be able to go home in the afternoons. So there's that. So I don't think he was necessarily dizzy. I think he just doesn't like being in school. So we're gonna work on that. And then I also talked to the teacher. I'm gonna start spending the time before school because school starts at 9:15 and I get there like an hour early because I drop off my son and another kid at their school, and then I drive straight from there to the elementary school, and it's like less than 5 minutes away. And so I have time in the morning, and a lot of students come in early. So I'm gonna kind of start catering different like worksheets or possibly little groups that we can, instead of doing like the morning work per se, I can focus on helping just a few students at a time, which will help boost my time for observation, because then I can count that morning time as like in classroom observation hours, and I could also use it as my active observation hours, which most of the time I'm kind of just sitting there right now. Like yesterday and today I sat there a lot, but I'm wanting to get up and participate more, and I'm trying to find my place in being able to do that. I really wish that I could stay all day and help with the math and stuff like that, because I feel like that's where I could really be of more assistance, especially since the student that has an IEP, he is the lowest reader in the classroom, but he has an IEP also for his math and stuff like that, and so I'd really want to see how really kind of want to talk to her about his IEP and see exactly what's in it and what kind of accommodations and modifications are going on in the classroom for his needs. So I kind of want to talk to her about that. when I got home from doing the observations, I did spend like 45 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes watching a starting webinar on the computer for this class. And I realized that the last 2 days I've been taking my field notes wrong. So I'm glad that I watched it today and not like 3 weeks from today after I've done like almost half of my observation hours and have to go through and like redo all of those observation field experience logs. So, or the journal part. So probably, probably today at work I'm going to look into again like the exact format that it needs to be in, and then do that. And this is where I'm like, you know what, this is going to be awesome when I get my iPad, because I could take all my notes in there and I don't have to type it out. I can leave it handwritten, but it'll still be nice because it'll be handwritten. I won't have to scan it in because I could just handwrite it onto the iPad. So I'll probably end up handwriting all of my notes, and then once I get my iPad, I will rewrite all my notes into the iPad, which will be fun. Not really, but it'll be okay. So I'm gonna have to do that. I'm trying to think what else happened today. I did, they were reading a little book on apostrophes today, and I did work with one of the students with the reading portion. So I paired up with her and was able to like, she's a pretty decent reader, because I'm constantly I'm trying, it's really hard for me to gauge reading levels, because I have a 8-year-old, he's in 2nd grade, and he reads on like a 7th grade level. Like, his reading is amazing, and it's not just like the monotone reading that a lot of kids have early on. Like, he's a storyteller, and so his enunciation and the way that he reads, he's telling a story, so it's really fun to listen to him read. And then I have a son in kindergarten who doesn't really read as well as his brother, and that's okay. He's not that he's behind by any means, he's just not as far advanced as his brother. And so it's interesting getting kind of the, I don't want to say the drastic differences, because like I said, my son in kindergarten isn't like way behind. He's just I hate to say average even. It sounds so horrible. It's not though. He's where he's supposed to be, and that's okay. So it was fun like listening to another 3rd grader read, because she's about the same age as my son is, even though he's in 2nd grade. He did kindergarten twice. So yeah, that was observation today. I just spent 10 minutes talking about this. This is going to be a really long vlog at the end of the week if I talk like 10 minutes every day about what I observed. But on a side note with it, I love going in the morning. And I posted last week on my Facebook page that I hate going to work, and that it's really hard for me because I miss my kids. If I get hit. Because I really miss my kids when I go to work. And so it's been really hard for me. And I know it's only the 2nd day into observations, it's not as hard for me to go to my full-time job these last 2 days, because I spent my morning doing something that I love, and because I was able to do something that I love, I was able to see that the end is going to come with me working the job that I'm working right now. It's not going to be here. I'm not going to be doing it forever. And I'm getting a taste in the morning of what my life is going to be. And it's a good life. It's a really good life. And I know it's not going to be completely easy the entire time, but it's going to be what I want and what I've been working so hard for. And it makes me excited. So I'm excited to go back tomorrow and come up with ways to help the students that need a little bit of extra help. I'm excited that I get to help with the math and stuff like that, because I'll be pulling like little groups before school, because a lot of her class gets there early. So I'll be pulling it like students as they come in. And I'm excited to just be there. Today I was leaving and all of the students were like, "Bye, Mrs. Glassett." And I felt bad because it was kind of a distraction for the teacher as I was leaving. I was trying to just leave quietly, but it was really cute that they're like, "We'll see you tomorrow." And they were like really excited, which made me really excited. But I am almost at work. At least I think I'm almost at work. I'm on the street that work is on. But for some reason, the traffic is kind of backed up a little bit. It's a good thing I come really early. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow before I go in. I'll give you a kind of a lowdown briefing afterwards. And I'm technically, I guess, halfway done with this week because I only go in 4 days a week. Fridays are gonna suck because I don't get to go into the school and help with the kids. That's okay though. I do have another job in the morning that's with kids. It's not my favorite job with kids though. So I will see you guys later, and I will catch up with you guys. And thank you guys for joining me on this journey. Whoever's watching, thank you. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. This is really fun. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. So getting ready to head in again. I'm tired. I really hope it gets easier because I had the hardest time getting out of bed today. My alarm went off at 6:30. This is also, granted, my 3-year-old decided to come into bed with me and just cried because my arm wasn't where he wanted it to be, but he was trying to like contort my arm to do things it was not supposed to do. So that wasn't gonna work. And then he just wanted to sit on my lap all night. And I wanted to lay down and sleep. So it wasn't working. So he was crying a lot. And then he got up like really early and started blasting music in my room. Because we have an alarm clock that is a CD player. And so he tried blasting music. And so by the time the alarm went off at 6:30, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm so tired. So my husband was nice enough to let me just lay down for an extra like 30 minutes. And I got up and got ready to go. Didn't do a full face, just pretty much put on some mascara and blush. And I'm ready to go in. So we'll see how today goes. And I'm really excited to be here again. It makes for really long days. I wish... This is going to also be another constant theme. I wish I could just do observations for an entire school day and then go home and be home and not do anything else. Instead of only doing 2 hours and then going home, taking my other son to school, going back home, spending an hour with my youngest, and then leaving to go to work. Like, it just makes for really long days. And I think I'm not going to get any less tired than what I am right now. I think I'm actually going to get more tired as the process continues. But that's okay. We're going to push through it. I'm going to get through this. And when I'm all done, I'll just bring me just that much closer to student teaching and that much closer to being able to have my own classroom and have this be my full-time job. And where I can spend the nights and evenings with my family and get the time I need with my kids. That's the end goal. It's the end dream right now, that I'm able to spend as much time, quality time with my family as possible. And I'm getting there. I'm slowly getting there. So I'll see you guys later. See ya. Are you kidding me? I've been talking this whole time. And I wasn't even recording. I'm on my way back home now that I only have a few minutes. And I was just doing a brain dump because I mentioned yesterday that I need to fill out like a journal for my field experiences, and I wasn't doing it correctly, and I need to like go through and redo it. But I don't know when I'm going to have time to redo it at the moment. And so I figured I'd just do a brain dump here about each of my day, kind of go through it, and then I'll name these vlogs with some numbers that will correlate to my field journal so I know which day is what. So it all goes in order, which will also keep me proactive in making these videos and posting them so that I can go back and watch so I can do my homework, so that it's not all for nothing. But today I was spending a lot of time like with actual students and doing things. So before school I pulled one student to do reading with him, and then when school started I sat next to some other students for redirection to make sure that they were staying on task, and me sitting next to them really helped one student stay on task. The other one, not so much quite yet. She was kind of all over the place. And then I was put in charge of my own reading group, and so we were reading it, we were going over what the words mean, we were going over just different comprehension things, so just lots of questions, lots of relating to personal life, like making connections, kind of a thing. And then I helped a couple students retake their SRI test, which is like a Lexile reading test, because they rushed through it the other day. And so their scores were really low, and the teacher knew that they could do better. And so they stayed in from recess and went to the computer lab. And I didn't help by reading to them and telling them definitions or anything, because that's not allowed. But I helped them by just sitting there, and they read out loud to me. There was another teacher there too helping the other student, which made it so that their scores were a lot better what they were before, which is good. So we did that, and then I came back in to the classroom and just kind of observed for the last like 10-15 minutes. They were just going over the different sports that are going to be in the Olympics this year, because the Olympics start tomorrow with figure skating. The opening ceremonies are on Friday. So they're going over that kind of thing. And that's when I left. And it was just great. I was saying before, when I was talking to you guys, and not really talking to you guys because I didn't press record, that I can't wait. Like, every day I go in and I leave happy. I know I don't have all the grading and all that stress on me right now as like an actual teacher, but I go in, I'm with kids and students, and I help them, and I'm happy about it. It's where I am meant to be, which makes it somewhat easier and harder for me to go to my actual job, because it's not what I want to do. And it's easier because I go every day and I'm doing what I want to do, so I can see the end of the tunnel there, where I know there's going to be an end. But then it makes it harder too, because it's not where I want to be, and it's like emphasizing even more every single day that is not where I want to be. I don't want to be working at a call center. So I'm home, I need to go check on my kids, make sure one's ready for school, make sure the other one's not causing too much disasters. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day of observations this week, so I'll probably post a video either Friday or Saturday. Maybe even tomorrow night, because I'm not working tomorrow night because I have to go to my son's music concert for elementary school. So you'll never know. I'll be up though sometime. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hey, so hopefully you guys can hear me. As you can tell, I've lost my voice. I'm yelling. And I'm on my way to the school right now to do my observation hours. My voice is like coming and going, and sometimes it's more of a whisper, sometimes it's more like this. So I know I'm gonna be in charge of a reading group today, so I'm hoping that like it's a small group of like 6 or 7 kids. So I'm hoping that this is loud enough to do that. And to like work one-on-one where I can kind of whisper. I don't have to like strain my voice too much. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. I'm trying to think. So today's day 4. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I'm finishing up like my first week because I can only do this Monday through Thursdays because I have another job Friday mornings. So I can't do this every single day. I wish I could. I mean, that would be 10 hours at least a week. But I can't. So it is what it is. Almost there. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll record on my way home because I'm not going to work today. So I'll record again on my way home to kind of give you an overview of my thoughts of today and my overall thoughts of the week. And then I'll combine all the videos and stuff like that, and I'll post them eventually. Probably here within the next day or 2. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I'm here at the school, so I'll let you guys go. Okay. My voice is getting a little bit better, which is good. It's not completely there yet, but it's getting there. Pulling out. Just finished my first week of observations, and I loved it. It was awesome. I know this is gonna sound cheesy and everything, but I'm growing to like, I've only been with these kids for 8 hours. Like literally, I've been there with 8 hours this week. And I love them. They are my kids. And I have told people, I'm like, I'm getting Valentines for my kids, which I got stuff to make Valentines for them. And they're my kids. I'm not even their actual teacher, and they're my kids. This is what I was meant to do. So much so that the teacher just doesn't have time to do everything that she needs to get done during the day. And so, my binder is on. So I just turn on my wipers. So she has these books that she bought personally for her classroom for like the reading groups, and she needed to put contact paper on them because kids are rough with books. It's just the fact of life. They're rough with books, and she just doesn't have time to do it. And so she pulled them out, and she's like, when you have spare time, can you work on this for me? And I'm willing to do anything in there. I'm like, give me a chance to do anything. Like, I did kind of the same things today. I sat with some students during reading time to make sure that they were following along and staying on track. I had my own reading group again today. So most of the day I am up and I'm with the kids and I'm working with them, even if it's just with redirection or anything like that. Before school starts, I read with one of the students. He brings a book to me and we read for about between 5 and 10 minutes before school starts. I redirect the class before school starts to make sure that they're getting all their morning work done. Like, that's what I'm doing, and I love every minute. And I love the fact that like I'm bringing home these books to put this like that plastic like contact paper on it because the teacher just doesn't have time for it. And I'm like excited to bring it home and do this mundane task of doing it. Like, I was like, hey, I can bring it home, and if you don't need it tomorrow, I can Maybe you don't need it tomorrow. I could bring it in tomorrow if you need it. But if not, I can just bring it back on Monday, and you can have these books done, and I can bring home books that you need done with this, you know, on the weekends, and I can get it done for you. Like, more than willing to do that, because I'm excited to do stuff like that. Yesterday at work, like my actual job, this has nothing to do with like actual like teaching or anything, but like I lost my voice, so I couldn't take phone calls because I work at a call center, which was awesome. I pretty much got paid $14 an hour to sit around. I applied to just go home. Like, I volunteered to just go home. But if I just left, you'd get what's called an occurrence. And, like, if you get too many, you get in trouble. And I'm like, I'm not just going to leave. Like, if they accept my volunteer, then they'll accept it. If not, then I'll just stay. And they can deal with paying me for doing nothing. But I sat with a supervisor, and she needed help cutting some stuff out, which was to just decorate her little cubicle thing. And I enjoyed just sitting there cutting things out and doing hole punching and stringing things together. And I was sitting there doing it, and I'm like, I can't wait to have my own classroom and be able to like cut things out and decorate. Like, going in at the beginning of the school year, getting a laminator. I'm really excited to get a laminator and like just laminate things. And before I start teaching, I am gonna save up and get either a Cricut or a Silhouette. I had a Cricut, but it was like an older version. It actually used to be my mom's, and I ended up selling it because I had it for years and never used it because it's not like exactly what I want it to be. And so I can't wait to like save up the money and get a new one, which is what I would want it to be, kind of a thing. So I'm excited for that. I'm just excited for all the little things. And like being in the classroom, I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at the desks, and I'm like, how would I want to arrange the classroom? And I'm more and more like loving the idea of the flexible seating. And so I'm hoping when I get hired, I can find a school that allows me the freedom to do that. And just, you know, go head first and like just enjoy myself. So, but today was a lot like yesterday, like I said, so there's not too much more to like report there. She did have the computers reserved, the laptops reserved for her classroom, and after recess, when she was supposed to have them, another class had them, so she did have to deviate from her already planned lesson and come up with something kind of on the spot, which she did great. She just went right into something else. You could tell that she had a plan B in case something happened. And while she was in her plan B, the laptops came, so she was able to wrap that up and go back to what she wanted to do in the first place. And so it was nice that I could see that she had that plan B. And if the plan B had to be all, she could have done it. Like, and I know she could have done it because she really is a great teacher. Like, she taught for a while before. I don't know how long she taught before, but then she stopped teaching and she became a paraprofessional or a teacher's aide for a while. And then this is her first year back into actually teaching again. And so it's her first year also teaching 3rd grade. And from what I can tell, she's doing great. You could tell she likes things how she likes things, but she's doing great. I love it. I love just watching her teach. But I'm here, I'm home, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna edit this probably tonight. Probably have to do it on my phone because my computer is extremely slow because I let my kids go onto my computer and they junked it up with stuff. Like, I kind of want to do a complete like factory reset to that thing, like erase everything. But before I do that, I have to make sure I put things on my external that I need to save. So that's that. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.